Hello, folks. Welcome back. This is Chris in Central Pennsylvania with breaking news from the United States. After midnight, just after midnight, about 12:35 Eastern Standard Time, Truth Social posts from Donald Trump on his account, but there's nothing on the whitehouse.gov site as of yet. This is shocking news that's going to really reverberate across the United States. This is what he had to say. The pardons, and he puts it in quotes, the pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by AUTOPEN. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Therefore, those on the unselect committee who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. The fact is, they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without their knowledge or consent of the worst president in the history of the country, crooked Joe Biden. Wow. This is huge. Look, Donald Trump pushed the envelope a little bit with the end of birthright citizenship, doing an executive order. It's questioned whether he has legal authority to do that, but I know why he did it. He wants that to be a challenge to go to the Supreme Court because the false interpretation of the 14th Amendment, which was intended to give former slaves citizenship in this country. It wasn't intended for people to be able to create anchor babies, come over from China and fly in for the last 30 days and knock out a baby so they can get a passport and have a safe place to flee to. It entangles America into foreign affairs of other countries like Latin America, like Nigeria, like China, where people come here to have babies and steal citizenship to give themselves an in to the American borders. So that has been abused for decades, and the courts have upheld that over a bogus interpretation of the 14th Amendment. The people who were former slaves are the ones who were given citizenship, not people born here 100 and some years later. Absolutely ridiculous. So if you're not born an American citizen, illegals who violate our sovereignty and come to this country, or tourists who come here, you shouldn't have American citizenship. And that is the challenge that Trump is putting out there. Now, that's going to go to the courts. The Supreme Court eventually hear that case, and that's what Trump wanted. So there's legal action immediately from the political left. This will get political action or legal action tomorrow. Later today, the 17th, or on the 18th of March, this will get legal action from those who oppose it. They're going to be very angry about Donald Trump trying to negate what has heretofore been a sacrosanct right of a president, a sitting president, to pardon people for federal crimes. However, this entire situation has been thrown into question because we don't know that Joe Biden even signed these documents. And if he didn't sign them, it is fraudulent. Trump is declaring them invalid. Does he have the authority? Someone must do it. And since no one is taking this to court, no one's challenging Joe Biden's pardons of these people, Donald Trump is. This will bring it to a court. This is breaking news. This is huge news, folks. This is probably going to be one of the most consequential things that Donald Trump does. The Biden regime criminally pardoned people preemptively for crimes that they weren't even charged with without even know if they committed them. Blanket immunity. That's nonsense. People are not entitled to blanket immunity simply because you're a favored class of a corrupt president. And this will challenge that. Folks, this is earth-shattering. Don't know what's going to happen here, but Donald Trump is certainly making waves. And if you think he's vindictive, you might be right. And guess what? He has legitimate reason to be vindictive after what they did to him and what they did to Americans for the past few years. This January 6th committee was just a sham. They destroyed all the documents, all the hard drives. Shameful people. Reminds me of Hillary Clinton. So did you wipe the server? What, you mean like with a cloth? Wow. Donald Trump is coming out with all guns blazing. And the left isn't going to know what hits them. So I will tell you what, Adam Kinzinger, Liz Cheney, you might want to start looking for non-extradition countries. Because I suspect that the Department of Justice is coming for you. Because you committed crimes. At least Donald Trump thinks you committed crimes, and I suspect the Department of Justice believes as well. Given the actions that you undertook on January 6th and the Biden regime took under its Attorney General, Meritless Garland, watch out. Oh, by the way, if the pardons are stripped, that means Hunter Biden lost his immunity. By the way, he's always been chargeable for crimes in California and other jurisdictions where he committed felony violations with firearms as a convicted felon. And why aren't they prosecuting Hunter Biden? If it was you or me, we'd be getting prosecuted if we were convicted felons and had firearms. Those are state laws too. Why aren't they being prosecuted? His pardon is for federal crimes, not state crimes. All right, there you have it, folks. Donald Trump, earth-shattering news tonight. He sets aside Joe Biden's pardons because apparently they're bogus, or so he claims. We'll see what happens next. Stay tuned. Good Lord, this is crazy, folks. Wow.